Welcome, everybody. This is the What the Football channel. This is the BH and Scrubber Show. My name is Scrubber, and we got a great show for you today. We're going to try and keep it short. We never do, but we're going to try. I'm going to do a little housekeeping stuff here real quick before I bring my boy in. Tomorrow is the game. It's going to be live, and I actually sprinted for the Sunday ticket for YouTube, so I got the 7-day trial. So I'll be able to call the game while watching it, hopefully. So tune in tomorrow at Sunday the 10th at 1 o'clock, and I'll actually get to watch the game and call it instead of calling it off the Yahoo graphics. So hopefully it'll be a better experience for everybody. For those who can't watch the show, watch the game, just come on here. I'll try and call the game as best as I can. And come on in. It's always fun. And so let me see. Shout out to JR. And then I'd like to introduce the better half of this show. It's the BH and Scrubber Show, and it wouldn't be that show without my boy BH. Welcome, BH.
Thanks, man. Yeah, we it seems like it's been forever waiting for this day. So pretty excited. A lot of things to be excited about. This roster, this team, the coaching. I'm really looking forward to it. Like everybody, we want to win, man. We got to get a victory. Like you talk about and have talked about it so many times about, say we start slow but we finish strong. Well, that's BS. We don't want that. We want to start strong. We want to finish strong. So, we do have some injury stuff going on. Let's get that out of the way really quick because everyone knows that Chase isn't going to play. We know that Efe Obada and Fedarian are also IR. So it's a little bit of little thin at the line. I think we got guys to come in and fill in. We got our top dogs in John Allen, Darren Payne, and Montez. So I think we're going to be fine. I mean, any team in the league would like to have 3 defensive linemen that are that good. So we know that Dax Milne went on IR. So we did. The other news is Jamison Crowder, who was drafted by the Washington team back in 2015. He's there because I think they just want a vet who's going to catch that ball. They're not looking for, if you get a touchdown return, that's fine. I think they're just looking at ball security. They just didn't trust a lot of the younger guys that they had, including Casimir Allen. They're just not ready for him yet. So, he was put on, Crowder was, put on the practice squad, but he was just elevated. So he's going to help out on those punt returns. And I think William Bradley King was brought up because James Smith Williams is also a little beat up. So our defensive end over there is going to maybe be a bit of a committee for this game. But other than that, man, this team's super healthy. I mean, really. And those guys, Obada and Fedarian, they're coming back in 4 weeks. So, it's not like that we lost them for the whole year. So anyway, that was a little downer part of today's show. But really, when you look at the big picture, that's not that bad.
Nope. Very good. Yeah, and even James Smith Williams was a little questionable, but he'll probably play, let's hope. So, and it's good to have Crowder in there.
Yeah.
Good to have Crowder in there catching the punt. He might even get a workout.
Yeah, he might. Let me tell you. Yeah, we can pin them back, and they have to, kick one and outkick their coverage. He's been around. He knows how to read those return lanes. He could do some damage. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it will. I like the idea. Our team looks really good. Everybody, you've heard it all, folks. The Cardinals look beat up. They're not going to have Kyler. They got this guy, Josh, whatever.
Dobbs. Josh Dobbs.
I've seen a couple interviews with him. He's fine, but they just, they've only got a few, power players, Ertz and who's that running back they got? Used to play for the Steelers.
Oh, yeah. James Conner. He's a guy. He's pretty good. But I think Hollywood Brown, the wide receiver, he's pretty good. But right off the bat, Hollywood Brown and Ertz are both questionable. I
Limited
doubt if
play.
Ertz even plays. So even
Yep.
even when you look at their power guys, they're struggling there too.
Yep.
So
So yeah, and their offensive line, I think that left or right hand side is like three new people or a couple rookies in there. So, I like you said, you don't want to underplay a team. Definitely not. So I'd like to see our team go in there and just
yeah,
play uh, basic fundamentals. Just get the fucking job done. You know what I mean? It don't have to be nothing special. I'd like to see good sustained drives. Play the game like it's supposed to be because there are going to be good teams coming up. So you could use this. I've heard people say use it as a fourth preseason game. I wouldn't undercut it that much, but it could be like it now. You could be really trying to nail down everything you're supposed to be nailing down because the Broncos, we're going to play them next week, but then we got some heavy hitters coming to town not long after that, the Bills and Eagles. And so once the season really gets going for us, we're going to really want to have our shit together. And I like what you said about winning, getting going up front. Too many times we played, oh, we're a second half of the game team. Oh, we're a second half of the season team. That's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You need to get out front. You need to make some room for yourself out front and not be playing catch up all the time. That's bullshit. And so this
yeah,
is a good chance for them to get out front. And people are going to say, "Oh, you just played the Cardinals. That's fine." But just get out front with this and capitalize on 3 wins in the preseason, and new owner, new Bieniemy, new everything. Just keep that ball rolling. The place is going to be sold out, so there's a lot of things in their favor. Just win this
yep,
game and get ready to go to Denver the following week.
yeah. Like you said, yeah. Don't have a sloppy game.
Mm.
Even though you get a win, don't have a sloppy game and think you're going to take that garbage to Denver and it's going to be all right. That's not going to work. The turnovers, the false starts, personal fouls,
Mm-hmm.
fumbles, interceptions, just all that. Or even on the coach's side,
Mm.
some horrible play calling, bad sideline management, horrible timeouts. For the love of God, this is one team. If you keep all of that down to like almost nothing,
Mm-hmm.
you can really win this game. Because, like you said, their O line is, I mean, it's not the greatest. Let me tell you. And I think their center, he doesn't have much experience, and I think the one guy that's out for them, uh, what's his name? Big old boy, that one of their offensive linemen. He's not a starter, but he is Kelvin Beachum.
Oh,
He's a
Beecham,
veteran,
yeah.
but he's
Yeah.
sort of, yeah, he's like their sixth lineman. So he's sort of that, like the best guy out of the group, and he's not there. So man, if they have any issues in the offensive line, then they're going even deeper. As a matter of fact, just to let you know, their backup right guard, I was shocked to see this, is Keith Ismail,
Really?
our old center.
Yeah.
Really,
Sweet.
I had to do a
He actually
triple
did us
take.
some good for a
Yeah, so he
while
got
back in
smart.
2020 or 21. I think he got into a couple
Yeah,
games for us.
21.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like the fifth center or
We were
something.
struggling back then for centers. Yeah.
Oh my God, that poor guy was like being the what is it, the drummer for what was that fake metal band
Mm.
that was out there? I forget that name of those guys. But their drummers just kept dying and everything. But yeah, so Keith Ismail's there, but they've
Good.
got a good right tackle in Paris Johnson, but he's a rookie. So once again, yeah, they have some issues there. They've got some injuries too, kind of like us, just a couple, and the rest of their squad's okay. But some of the guys that are dinged up are some of their better guys.
Yeah.
And we've got our guys pretty healthy. Terry is not on the report. There's no designation, not questionable or anything. So he looks ready to go. So, I mean, overall, it's a really healthy squad for us, man. So
I'm loving it.
I am too. I think I'm trying to think. Yeah, their corners. I was looking at both. Their offensive line. Man, it's going to be a challenge for them, even without Chase. They're going to have a challenge. And on top of it, their safeties are pretty good. They got some decent safeties. Their corners are. I mean, they got a guy. I think it's Marco Wilson, the starter, and I mean, he's about average on Pro Football Focus. He's just a regular guy. I mean, you might say he's Danny Johnson, maybe. And then the other side, they got Cottrell Clark. He's a 6th-round rookie. He's playing the other side. Nothing against these guys. Hey, it's pro football.
Yep.
It's any given Sunday. I mean, these guys are all pros. They show up to play. They've been playing football their whole lives. But on paper, it looks rough. They look like they could have a rough day. And they're not that great against the run. So, it's not like we have to throw. But when we throw, I think we should really have an advantage against these guys. And, I mean, I want them to put on a show out there. I want the fans to get excited. It doesn't have to be 48-3. I don't want to see that. But I want to see that balance. I want to see, like you said, where you play smart football, no stupid mistakes. But I wouldn't mind them seeing, a 40-yard touchdown, some killer drives. And maybe we put up points because we always complained. Our Scott Turner complained, a lot of complaints about the way he did things, but he managed to call a game so close. And it didn't matter if you were playing the worst team in the league or the best.
Exactly.
It didn't matter. It was just always going to be a white knuckle ride, hoping that Joey Slye didn't have to come in and kick a 53-yard field goal. And we were always saying, why does it always have to be that way? Every Sunday, look at the scores. Someone gets beat 35-10. Someone gets beat 38-13. But not us. No. It's always 24-23, 21-18. It's always got to. And then what does that do? Someone makes a boneheaded mistake. The ref makes an awful pass interference call. And there you are. Instead of putting away, getting an 8 or 9 point lead. And so where that stupidity doesn't hurt you, no, you played it close to the vest, right up to the end, and then one bad play, and it cost you.
Exactly. So good call.
I don't want to see that.
Nope.
Yeah, and maybe that's the thing with Eric. Yeah, with Eric Bieniemy, maybe that's what we want to see from him. We want to see he's the new guy. We were unhappy with the old guy, so he's going to have to show us, a little bit of that killer. And we've heard that about him. I mean, he's a no nonsense guy. He makes guys accountable. So let's see it, man. Let's see that offense go out there and stick it. I mean, I really want to see Howell and all those guys play efficient and really good, and see some not trickery, but just some nice, smooth offensive game plan and some really cool plays. And I really am excited to see that. I'm not worried about the defense, but I want to see that offense and what it brings.
Well, I was looking at the weather too, so it might be a little wet out there. So maybe it might be a little run heavy. I think the Cards are probably going to be a little run heavy. Just by, they might start having to throw if they're starting to lose, but they might not even do that. I don't know how enthusiastic they are about, chasing, 14 points deep in the third or fourth quarter. They might just keep running. And to that extent, I had a little thing I wrote down here. I'd like to see our team we can get some turnovers from these guys, especially if you start forcing them to pass, especially if it's a little wet out there, especially if you got the guys getting in the quarterback space, you can get tips going. So their running game and wet. So I got us getting 3 turnovers. I know I never do predictions, but I just see this in my mind. I'll pick up a fumble and hopefully force them to start passing and get a couple interceptions, and one of those interceptions for a pick 6. So that's the only prediction I'm going to make. Besides,
I'd love to see it.
So that's what I want to see. The turnovers.
Yeah, it makes sense too. Like what you say. Now, if it's going to be wet, I guess because I know that hurricane must be pushing a system out to the East Coast a little bit. Getting a little bit of moisture out there, and that's fine by me. We got great running backs, but to your point, let's see. And once again, it goes hand in hand with what I was saying. If you're up by 2 or 3, there's no pressure on the other team. They're going to, they're playing conservative. Well, we're just going to play it smart. Well, if you get up by 10, oh no, now they got to air it out. Now your
Hmm.
corners start to feel it, and they can say
Exactly.
they know they're not going to throw
Mhm.
on every down, but they're going to throw on a lot of downs now. The clock's ticking. They've got to move that ball downfield. So by playing close to the vest, you kind of jip yourself out of putting that other team, under pressure, because that's how you get sacks. That's how you get
Mhm.
interceptions. You force those guys to get into a throwing mode where they
Mhm.
have to.
Yep.
So that would
Yeah.
be good to see. I'd love to see that. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, they're, James Conner's a pretty good back. I think we could stuff them and force Joshua Dobbs to throw. He's a pretty decent running quarterback.
Mhm.
Um, not not outrageous. Kind of on par even with Sam Howell. He's not going to kill you, but he can hurt you.
Mhm.
He knows when to break off a run, and you can use him in designed runs. So you do got to keep an eye on him there, because if their plan is to play super safe, control the clock, and run, he's going to get some runs.
Yep.
So let's stay on top of him. So
Yeah.
um, well, I think the other thing too is, we are a little thin at that defensive tackle position. I mean, I think we always go with four anyway, but we don't have F.A.O. Bada and Fedarian's out. Now they did our boy, what's his name, Ridgeway?
Yeah. Ridgeway.
Who's our big boy, and then we got Abdullah Anderson, who we picked up, who's a veteran. Um, so he's in there. They'll rotate. So that's important that we got those guys. Um, So I guess the thing is when I'm thinking about who is going to be active or inactive, I think this defensive end situation is going to sort of dictate how you skew your
Mhm.
inactive players. Because
Right.
originally I kind of had KJ Henry. I mean, I've got Curtis Hodges. I mean, he's the fourth tight end. I think we're pretty sure he'll be inactive.
Yeah.
Because Christian Holmes, the corner, all our DBs are healthy. So I see Christian Holmes. Trent Scott, the offensive tackle. I mean, all of our linemen are really healthy. And we have, I mean, we've got, let's see, who is it that we have a swing tackle? Oh, I forget what's his name. Not Cornelius Lucas.
Right.
So Cornelius can play both sides.
Mhm.
And even if both tackles had to go out, Cornelius could play left tackle and Cosme could just move to right tackle. So I
Mhm.
kind of see Trent Scott. And then, of course, there's Chase Young. He's out, so he's going to be inactive. But, that they might keep Andre Jones and KJ Henry in there, depending on who.
You could probably lose a receiver for a
Yeah, I
game.
was looking, maybe,
Tremaine or somebody.
Tinsley. He's
Tinsley, I
the
mean.
Michael, what's Mitchell Tinsley? Yeah.
Mhm.
He was the last wide receiver, and since the others, with the exception of Terry, everyone else is very healthy, and
Mhm.
Terry doesn't have a designation. Oh yeah, let's props to Mitchell Tinsley, undrafted free agent, and he made the team,
Yep.
so good for him. That's
Mhm.
hard to do, man. So he really showed his stuff. So yeah, I could see that. Even Tyler Larson. I, I mean, I don't know if they would always carry a third center. Um, he's sort of in the mix. I guess it just depends on James Smith Williams' health.
Okay. Yeah.
If they have to put him inactive, um, that'll be interesting. Might see Andre Jones and KJ Henry suiting up. So, but
Yeah.
I don't think that's a worry. I'm not worried about that at all.
Yeah. And we'll know
I
tomorrow
mean,
what time do they put out the what do you call it? The inactive,
the
like
inactive
noon.
list is hour or two before. It used to be an hour. I think
Okay.
they actually made them start doing it earlier last
Okay.
year. So, but
Yeah.
definitely within an hour of the game, we'll know who's inactive. But it's all. I mean, all the other position groups are doing great.
Mhm.
It's really all just hinges on these defensive ends and if James Smith Williams is ready to go. So,
Yeah.
um, man, other than that, man, I'm really excited. I'm glad you got the direct TV. Um, I've got the NFL red zone. So if they get in the red zone, that'll always show up. Um,
Okay. Yeah.
so
Yeah. It was it's kind of expensive for it, but I got the 7-day trial. And so out of the 17 games, I think I'll be able to see 16 of them. So, which is
Right.
good. The only one I won't be able to see, I believe, is the Chicago game. It's on a Thursday night, and that's on Amazon Prime, and they're not going to give up anything. So,
Right.
and then the other Thursday night game, we don't play any Monday night games, and the only other Thursday night game is the Thursday of Thanksgiving, and they show that on TV.
That's an antenna job. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Cool.
I should be able to call 16 games
Wow.
live. So that would be good. Once I thought about that, I said, maybe I can get it. You know, if I was only going to see 12 of them or 14 of them for
Yeah.
some reason, you know, but for 16 games at what it costs is like $25 a game. So it's
Yeah.
a slight investment into the channel. I think it makes it more exciting if I can call it, watching it live, and then watch replays and be able to explain what's going on, which you cannot do when you're watching the Yahoo thing. So, yeah. So I just throw that out there for some of our people who don't get to watch it, and you just want to sit
Yeah.
there and listen to me call it. I try and do the best I can. I try and call what, you know, the quarter, the time, the down, the yards, all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. I try and call the formation and all that kind of stuff so that all you have to do is sit in there, drink your beer, and listen to Scrubber tell you what's going on.
Yeah. Can you put that Yahoo down in distance, quarter in time anywhere up in the corner? Is that possible?
I will run the Yahoo thing too.
Oh, good. So
It'll
at
look
least,
like I did before, only I'll be I can't show
yeah.
the game on the channel. They won't let nobody gets to
No.
do that. But yeah, I'll have that graphic up. It'll be up there. People will be
Good.
able to see the graphic on the thing. I might move that around a little bit. I don't know how many people sit and watch the graphic on my thing.
I don't think many. I think
Right.
I mean, the main thing is people will look up to see maybe the quarter, you know, what time, how much
Right.
time is left. But if you're doing down and distance and you stay on top of that, it'll be a good show. And people
That's what
do
I
tune
try
in
and
to
do.
see it. So
Yeah, that's what I'll try
that'll
and
be
do.
good.
So I may
Yep.
change the orientation of what it looks like on my thing. So it may be more
Good.
me and less of the graphic, but the graphic will still be up. And of course, the channel logo and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. So get in the chat room, folks.
Sure.
Tell
Well,
me what you think
there it
about
is.
Like it, don't like it. BH will be in the chat.
Yep. I'll be there monitoring the hordes. And yeah,
Okay.
folks, get there, man. Oh, Scrubber, man, he put in the investment, man. So it'll be good. So show up. He'll call the game, whether, you know, wherever you are. I mean, just get in there, Mountain Man and Chris. And if you're in Japan or Italy, we don't care. Get in
Yeah.
the chat.
Yeah. Awesome.
Right on.
How'd we do,
All
man?
right,
We
man.
cover everything we think?
I think we did it all, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Close.
So
It's going to be a good game. Now, see,
this
we
game
can
will,
forget everything that's happened up to now. Who gives a shit about the owner? Who gives a shit about Ron and Bieniemy having their thing? Who gives a shit about all of that? See, it's all done. It's all water under the bridge. It doesn't matter. So we're right here, right now. That's the way I like to be in the current moment of what's going on. The football game is the thing. You don't go to war with the team you wish you had. You go to war with the team you got. And we got them, and tomorrow is the day. So,
yep.
all right.
It's going to be a great day. I'm very excited, man. Should be
Me
a
too.
good victory. So,
Hell
all right,
yeah.
man. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be in the chat.
All right. Thanks, folks. Have a good
All right.
night.
Bye, everybody.
Later.